Our economy is stronger now than it's ever been.
Please welcome Alec Baldwin.
Only one time.
Alec, they said to me...
You tear up my speech while I'm talking.
No, they said to me, see if you can get Alec to do Donald Trump. And I said, he won't do it. P.S.
That's it.
Well, let's get right to it, because the State of the Union was a lot to process last night. And we're going to attempt to break some of it down. Now, the speech was bookended by tense moments between you-know-who and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Before the speech, it looked like he blew her off with the handshake. Some people say, no, he just didn't see it. Okay.
Well, he saw it.
Afterwards, Nancy tore up the speech in two. And what does this really say about the State of the Union? What does it really say about the State of the Union? She talked.
She's playing hardball like he does. When they go low, we go lower. That's the only thing that works with these criminals and fascists who are running the country right now. Sorry, but that's what works.
I love your earrings, by the way.
Thank you.
I think that those shows are public displays which typically they would put on their best behavior. And things have deteriorated so much in the last several years that even when they're doing these very important ceremonial programs and so forth, live television events, the acrimony is on display. And it's an indication of how bad things really are.
Well, you didn't really need to have a fact checker. All you had to do was watch Nancy's face. Because every time he lied, she went either like this or like this or like that. And you saw that he was, every time he opened his mouth, practically he was lying.
Well, and that's why she said, she commented right after the State of the Union address, when she was asked, why did you rip it up? She said, because it was just filled with lies, filled with mistruths. And I think that was sort of her gut reaction to do that. And what are we talking about? Rather than talking about, let's say, his speech, we're talking about Nancy ripping it up. So I think it was sort of masterful.
But on a bipartisan, there's a lot you can criticize on a bipartisan or nonpartisan level. All of them, Democratic or Republican, are going to get up there. None of them are going to get up there and say, the State of the Union is, yeah. They're always going to advertise that things are going well under them, or it could be worse if they weren't there.
Yeah, but there was a lot of lying. I mean, some of the
there's
stuff...
There's also a lot of, moments that seemed really produced to me. His TV background really came out with me, especially, the reuniting of the families, which I loved, because I love things like that. But it seems like it was the TV president, Ronald Reagan was the movie star president, but Trump was, the TV president.
Absolutely true.
Last night, 82% of independents watching the speech approved, according to a CBS poll. If it weren't Trump, I probably would have loved it. If it were another president giving this kind of speech, I probably would have loved it. My own...
Even with the lying, though?
No, I didn't notice the lying so much as the Tuskegee Airmen. If you're someone on the right, you probably liked Rush Limbaugh, who was fighting cancer during that medal.
And I had the exact opposite reaction.
Someone on the right.
I had the exact opposite reaction in terms of, I saw reality TV being produced, and I don't think that's the place for the State of the Union. And I saw him touting his accomplishments with the black community, and I was offended by the fact that he was trying to use a Tuskegee Airman as a prop, as a political prop. I didn't like it. And I think when you think about this administration and what it has allegedly done for the black community, you have to think that in the federal judges that he has appointed, they've been 90% white. He has gutted the Civil Rights Division at the Department of Justice. He has gutted the EPA agency, which has protected black communities from plagues like Flint, Michigan. So don't tell me what you've done for the black community, because you haven't done anything for the black community.
I just...
But my question is, do you think... today somebody said all he needs is 14% of the black community to vote for him, and he will win the election. Do you think, any of us think, that he has succeeded at getting the black community to vote for him?
Let me tell you what he's succeeded in doing.
He's trying.
He's trying really hard. But the little girl that he's lifted, he's going to put her in the charter school.
Oh,
it would be really good, since he talked about the failing federal school. He runs that failing federal school.
And Betsy DeVos.
And, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
So perhaps the idea is improve the schools, and then they won't be failing. See, if you did that, then you would not have to tout this little girl because all our kids would be learning and getting educated correctly. I don't understand now. I am very sorry that Rush is ill because you never want to wish bad
cancer
stuff on people. That's stage 4 cancer. But I'm sorry. I thought that the Medal of Honor,
Freedom,
was supposed to go to people who actually did stuff.
Well, went to Mother Teresa and Rosa Parks.
Okay, so
I decided I want to run for president just so I can give the Medal of Freedom to Louis C.K. I think that he should get the medal.
You know, I mean,
Thank you, by the way.
It's
the producer got me. Thank you.
It's a joke.
I don't know if he meant it or not. Did you mean it or not?
But I didn't understand. You got a Tuskegee Airman sitting there.
Right next to him.
You know, and how about if you're going to give the Medal of Freedom to someone who actually has made differences in the country and done all kind of stuff, how about giving it to Elijah Cummings' wife? And as a thank you for all of his shows. I mean,
because he's playing to his base. And Rush Limbaugh, I used to work in radio. I actually worked underneath. I was behind Sean Hannity on the radio show I hosted. And Rush was first. He has 30 million listeners a day, which is an absolutely, like, to put it in perspective, this show averages around 3. So, like, the amount of influence he has in the country, especially with conservatives and Republican voters.
What has he done that merits the medal?
The paradigm of radio.
Well,
I mean,
you know, the ironic thing is that there he is talking to the black community and gives Rush the medal. And Rush Limbaugh spent a lot of Obama's tenure singing, what did he call him now? It was
a lot of things.
Barack the Magic Negro.
Yeah, he said a lot of awful things.
He repeatedly played that song.
He's been so racist and so misogynistic over the years.
Yeah.
To give him who's next? Roger Stone?
Yeah.
How about giving it to him? Or Steve Bannon?
And I don't think it was lost on the black community that he gave that honor to Rush Limbaugh during Black History Month.
Right.
Sitting next to
a Tuskegee Airman on Rosa Parks' day, while Rush Limbaugh was a long-time birther during the Obama administration, played that Barack the Magic Negro.
And then the other Bertha, put the thing on him.
So,
she's a Bertha,
you know, don't talk to me about what you've done for the black community.
Well, I think, you know, one of the things you constantly hear conservatives talk about is they want the government not to spend money on what they term socialism. They're throwing that word socialism around a lot now. Things that are money spent by the government to help people in the minds of progressives and liberals, or whatever term you want to use, to help people, you know, raise themselves up from some situation they're in. Yet they have no problem with the government spending money for oil industry subsidies and, you know, in other words, massive billions, and this is the hypocrisy about conservative versus liberal politics in this country. Is the conservatives have no problem spending massive billions, trillions of dollars on their friends' pet projects. No corporate taxes for a lot of corporations in this country. No taxes for individuals who are very, very wealthy. But when you sit there and say, I want to have debt relief for college students. Now, in my mind, if the cure for cancer is incubating in the mind of a 7-year-old African-American girl in Mississippi right now, who cares whether we pay for her to go to college for free? We need to start to cultivate our talent in this country and spend money on our talent in terms of education. We need to offer free education to a lot of people in this country. Maybe not everybody.
We're coming back. We'll be right back.